We're looking live at the Nasdaq, which had a monumental day today. Why is that? Well, because it traded above its 14,446 high from July 19th. You can see that it had these three legs down, and now it's rallied back in its power trend above all moving averages. And today, was up 100 points, 101 points, or 0.70%, and closed at 14,533, which is cleared this old high of 14,446. So it's making a new 52-week high. And I've been saying I'm bullish, not just to be bullish, it's because a lot of the mega cap stocks are set up in bases. They sold off with the Nasdaq, right? So they've consolidated for nearly 6 months. I'm going to get to that in a minute. I just wanted to show the 446 was cleared here today, but there's a 14,646, an old high from, I want to say, April of 22. Let's get the week here. Yeah, April 1st, 2022 is 14,646. So that would be the next area of interest, but we'll take it one day at a time. The Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell speaks tomorrow, and I think the market is happy that they're pretty much done raising rates, and if they just stay status quo, I think it's fine where the rates are right now. They don't have to cut them or anything. The economy's fine, consumers fine, people are working, people are spending and doing things they want to do. So the market is in a really good place right now. And I got to mention a couple things. First of all, gasoline's way down. It's the crude is below $70, and also the 10-year. I mentioned how the 10-year goes down and the smaller caps do better. And as long as this continues this trend down, I think that trend will continue with the Russell, which I don't know if it's up or down today. Yeah, but it's trending higher. As the 10-year trends lower, the Russell 2000 trends higher. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that today. I want to talk about stocks. And I mentioned that, I'm bullish because these big mega cap tech stocks, they've sold off, and consolidated since July here. So that's a long period. And this is the Apple computers, or Apple, which has formed this cup with handle pattern. And now it's just trading sideways and getting support here at its moving averages. I know that Dan Ives at Wedbush called for a 4 trillion market cap, and they put a $250 price target on it. But this week there's a rebalance in the QQQs, and I think it's going to be hard to push out this week. But going forward, I like Apple to move higher. That stock looks really good. Set up, it's pretty clearly easy to see these bases, right? Microsoft, big sell off from 366 to 309. We actually caught this little wave here from 340 to 380, and then I parted ways with it because I wanted to buy their stocks. But this still looks good. There's no reason why this shouldn't be on our regular list with Apple as well. It looks like it's just trading right here tight along the 21. That is actually a thing of beauty. And I think once we get through this week, these stocks will be able to trade higher, I believe. You never know. Meta, this one is on our ready list. 326.20, the old buy point. Yeah, it rallied up to 342, but then pulled back and squatted here at the 50. Found support there. Had a nice little move today, but I think it's got more juice in it as well. Amazon, another stock that I like that's on the ready list. So there's first four right off the bat here. This is pretty easy to see why I like this one. Trading tight above the 21. If you look at the weekly here, you can see that these things have been selling off since August, July here. So that's a long time. And even though it's been up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks in a row, it's had 3 weeks tight, hasn't really gone that far. Still trading what I would consider tight. Even though it's been up every week, it's just been minuscule, and that thing still looks good to me. Google is one that I'm not as high on. It's not because it's below the 50. It's just the base of it all hasn't been consolidating as long. It just sliced its 50, rallied back up. I mean, it's fine, and it'll probably trade higher with the rest of them, but it's got some work to do. Same with Tesla. If I was going to buy a mega cap tech stock, it wouldn't be Tesla or Google. This has got this double bottom base pattern trading sideways. You can see the moving averages are converging here very tightly, and all within, I believe, 1.3, yeah, okay, 1.5% of each other. So that's pretty tight trading for Tesla. NVIDIA is another one I like. It's got to be on our ready list here. Double bottom base pattern, like Tesla with that 476 buy area, found support at the 50 here, trading above moving averages today, had a nice move. Yeah, I like NVIDIA as well. Okay, so I'm going to move on. NVIDIA has been a big winner this year, and now the semiconductors are starting to spread the love around a little bit. This is AMD. We had this on our buy list last week, but then it just blasted higher. Was it Thursday? I don't know. Lisa Su came out with some new product or something, and the stock really took off. So it had a nice move out of a base, so that's something you want to see, right? You could see the big base, the 3 weeks tight, the pullback, and then boom, last week and this week, it's really taken off. So looks real good. Volumes coming in. Institutions are supporting AMD. Broadcom's another one. It's, kind of taken some of the shine from NVIDIA. NVIDIA can't carry the ball for the whole group. So this is a nice follow-through day after this. And this looks like some of the stocks that we've been looking at here on our ready list, how they pull back to the 50 and then find support, just blast higher. This is a nice, really what a day two follow through. 9% yesterday, more than 4% today. So Broadcom's really rolling here with nice volume. And the last semiconductor stock I want to show is Monolithic Power. This one, you can see it formed this base, ran up the right side here, traded sideways for a long time, found support at the 10, and now has moved higher. Still near that 595 buy point, but Monolithic Power looks good. Anyway, I'm going to move on from the semiconductors. There's a lot of stuff I got to get to today, and I want to do it quickly because our videos are going too long. I just want to show some Costco making a new high. You can't be bearish when Costco is making new highs. Ralph Lauren, I'm going to try to point out some other retail stocks tonight. Ralph Lauren is the Polo apparel clothing stock, which is, about American Eagle and Urban and Abercrombie and Fitch, but this is a Ralph Lauren. This is making a new high as well. So it's joining the club. Looking good. Sprouts Farmers Market, not a retail apparel, but it's retail, supermarket. And this one broke out of a base and is trading higher as well. So there's just a lot of area. The rally is branching out to different areas. This is Bell Ring Brands. To be perfectly honest, I don't know exactly what they sell, but you can see here it's protein shakes, nutrition bars. It's a cosmetics, personal care stock, and it's just making new highs. So we had that on our watch list, believe it or not, back here in the summer when it was like below $40. Now it's at 55. Did I buy it? No. But it was set up in a base and it moves higher, and that's what happens when they break out of bases, and that's why we pay attention to the bases. And Chipotle Mexican Grill, today's Taco Tuesday, right? This one is just, you can see the double bottom base pattern, traded sideways for a few days, and is getting support here at the 10 EMA. And any stock riding the 10 EMA that's a thing of beauty, right? As long as it stays above the 10, the 21 riding higher, that thing's in a power trend. Nothing to do there, but just, watch your money grow and watch the stock trade higher. Looks fantastic. I got to go to the home builder, construction, Sherwin-Williams, a paint company, making new highs. These guys are a dividend payer, not a real fast moving stock, but a quality stock. Now it's, getting into this power trend here, looking great. I wouldn't suggest buying it up here. It's a little extended, but I just wanted to point out that Sherwin-Williams looking good. The Toll Brothers Home Builders made a new high and pulled back today, but that one still looks good. I'm not going to go through all the home builders because they're all, they pretty much look the same. United Rentals, definitely in the construction, leasing, equipment business, made a new high today. You could see this cup with handle, and this is why we pay attention to cup with handles. They break out to new highs, and it's very profitable for your portfolio. Quanta Services, this is one that I had on a watch this year about 206, and it just sold off. and this big base, and I put it back. I believe I put it back down on our ready list, but it's just powering higher. Quanta Services looking real good in this construction space. STRL is another one, I believe, yeah, forming the right side of this base. So you can't forget about these. They are looking good. Another one in the building construction. This is a home supplier, residential homes, and this one's forming a base. This one looks fantastic as well. Definitely on the ready list, as well as well, I'm not going to get to that other stock. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to go to the software names. Adobe. This one made a new high today. I mean, when Adobe and Costco, all these big stocks are making new highs, it's got to be bullish. Speaking of new highs, CrowdStrike, another cybersecurity software name, making a new high. Zscaler making a new high today. VRNS, the software database stock making a new high. Just fantastic. This looks great. This is really spreading out to here's Duolingo, where it gapped higher after earnings, 21%, traded sideways, pulled back to the 21, now found support, and it's trading near new highs as well. Yeah, it made a new high today. Okay, the stock that I was mentioning, sorry folks, was ELF. This is another one like Builder. We're just forming this base. People gave it up for dead. It was down from 139 to 88. The stock's a total dog. Well, what did it do? It just ripped through the 200, ripped through the 50, ripped through all its moving averages, traded sideways for a little bit. And I got to tell you, ELF, if you just watch this stock trade, which I do every day, it sells off in the morning, and then boom, accumulation towards the close. Sells off in the morning, accumulates and closes strong. Sells off. What does it do at the close? The buyers come in. That's accumulation. So ELF is definitely on our ready list. Anyway, I digress. I'm going to move on to, believe it or not, financials. JP Morgan. I'm telling you, they're spreading out. This rally is spreading out. JP Morgan looking good. Look at that base. This is 6 months in the making, now making new highs here. So you can't ignore this stuff. Even Wells Fargo, can you believe it? I am I am posting about Wells Fargo. Anyway, you can see this big cup. It's consolidated for a long time now. The financials are doing well. I don't know, maybe the higher interest rates has something to do with it. Fair Isaac, another one. This is a software financial, just in a nice power trend, just trending higher. Thought I was going to have trouble at 1,000, but no, went through it like a hot knife through butter. No problem there. And I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the gaps. Gapping stocks. Gaps have been working. Earnings gaps have been working recently. We're in a different market than we were in the summer. And now, so people are asking, how do you play this? How do you get in? Well, when this moving average, when the RS line crossed above the moving averages, that was an indication to buy. But if you didn't buy it now, you don't want to chase it up here. I don't want to. So if I didn't own this stock, I would just say, I'm going to wait because, this green line here is the 10 EMA, and you could just see here the 10 EMA 96, 97. You could see that 16.3% above it, and then 99. 102, 105, 107. So it's going up like $3 a day. So you just give it 3 days, it's going to go up $9 or $10. So it'll be, instead of at 107, it'll be at 117. And if your stock can just go sideways, doesn't have to pull back all the way. If it just does this for a few sessions and this line catches up, you might be able to catch a bounce here and a buy point, an opportunity. But what I would do is buy like a small percentage, 2%. And when it pulled back, hopefully it pulled back or just graded sideways, I would add more. And then when it bounces, because I don't like to buy the dips, I like to buy the bounce. If it bounces, then I would add. So that's how I'd play Elastic. That is a very strong stock, and it's tough to buy those after the move. But I want to show you IoT because this is extended from a base. And Samsara is not, and this is acting really well. Samsara gapped higher, and it's just forming this little, type of wedge here, pinching in. I like this stock. The standard would be 32.41, obviously, but as long as this thing trades sideways for a little bit, I think those institutions will come back and take a few nibbles out of Samsara. You know, it had that big move on earnings, 25% or so. Yeah, so that one is still near a buy point. I would, and I built a full position there, which would be 10% for me. And I like that one. And Sentinel-1 is a cybersecurity stock in the CrowdStrike, Zscaler, Palo Alto network space. And this one gapped higher, nearly 17% with big volume, and it's just trading higher. So this is like elastic. It's not giving you a chance to get in. But you know, there's your buy point there at 21.95, and it's kind of gotten away from us. So if you didn't buy it, for me, I just have to wait and be patient. Sometimes you just have to say, let it go, like the Frozen movie, right? There'll be as Mick Jagger says, they come and go like streetcars, and you just pick up the next streetcar. When the bus comes by, you pick up the next one. You don't have to chase them. And let me see. Okay, Path is one that a lot of people like. This one's a little sluggish for me, but I like it because it didn't undercut the low of the 2213 of the gap earnings gap day, and it's kind of pinching in like Samsara, but it's above its base. See, IoT is near a base. This thing's extended from its base, but it is pinching in nicely below the 25 area. So it's having trouble definitely with the 25. It's bumped up against it a couple times. Can't get through there. GTLB. This one, kind of the same thing, you know, capped higher, pulled back, you know, it had this little pullback, and you could see the lows, higher lows, you know, higher lows, making higher lows. And today, I don't think that made a higher high, did it? 62.21. No, it didn't make a higher high, but the GitLab definitely extended from its base, but looking good. And to me, I think you just got to wait for pullbacks if you really want to get into them. BRZE, this is one that I like also. It had stellar earnings, but it was already extended from its base. It went from like 41 to 64 or something. But I do like the fact that it pulled back to its 21 on earnings and got support there. And it's been supported, you know, several times here, and the shorts can't push it below, the sellers can't push it below, there's buyers coming in. So yeah, I know it's been down 5 days in a row, but I would not take my eye off of BRZE. That stock looks good as well. And of course, the last one I wanted to show is Deckers, which I believe was October 27th was when Deckers broke out. Yeah, and then it just gave you that one day. It formed this little shelf, and this is what I'm thinking is going to happen with Elastic. You know, it just keeps going up and up and up, and you give up on it. It forms this little shelf, then it gets downgraded one day and pulls back to the 10, and you got to pull the trigger because it's just ramped straight higher ever since. This thing is a really strong stock. Today it pulled back for about 3 hours and then finished strong. If you want to look at the 5-minute chart on this one, yeah, there's your pullback. Boom, in the morning, flattened out, then rammed higher. Kind of some selling into the close, but man, this stock is really strong. Anyway, that's it for me today, except for I have one more thing, and that is with CAVA. This is an IPO that, you know, sometimes people try to get too cute. It's had this 6-month lockout period, and and the shorts think that as soon as the lockout happens, like all the insiders are just going to dump the stock and it's going to crater. Well, this thing already has kind of cratered, you know, from 58 to, you know, $29, $30. And so today, when the lockout happened, the shorts absolutely got fried and they covered, and it was up nearly 20% on this massive volume. So this is why you don't want to follow the herd. Listen to these you know, prognosticators. Well, the lockup's coming, everybody's going to sell, we're going to make bank on a shorts sale. But yeah, it didn't quite work out that way. So this is you know, a lesson not to follow the herd. And when we're in an uptrend, don't look for shorts. There's plenty of stocks. I could show you 100 stocks that are trending higher. I could show you probably 1,000, but why would you want to short? I mean, don't get cute in the market. Follow the trend. The trend is your friend. And right now, we're not going to fight the Fed. And tomorrow, Jerome Powell's going to speak. So we see what he has to say. Anyway, I have quite a few new stocks on our ready list, so you got to check in at mcstockcharts.com. Market's looking good. And like I said, we'll just have to hear from Jerome Powell tomorrow. Thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up.